Great. Well, thank you everybody for coming to the last meeting of the year for the Baltimore Regional Safety Subcommittee. I appreciate your time and coming in as we get so close and amongst the holidays. I'm Cindy Birch. I'm the safety planner here at Baltimore Metropolitan Council. And we've got some interesting stuff today to learn about from different folks and hopefully share amongst ourselves. So I'm not going to ask you guys to go down the list and introduce yourselves if you don't mind. If you want to put in the chat what agency you're from or anything like that, feel free to do so. So we're going to start off with the meeting announcement and calendar announcement and everything that went out. There was also minutes from our last meeting in September attached. I haven't received any changes from anyone yet. Does anyone have anything they'd like to make note of today to change to those meeting minutes? Okay, I'm not seeing any, so I will accept them into our record. Thank you for that. We're like we typically do, we're going to start out big and come down in. So we'll start with state and regional updates. We have a partner here from Maryland Department of Transportation State Highway Administration, Dr. Jay Zhang, I think wanted to share a few things with us about some upcoming funding opportunities. So Jay, I'll pass it over to you.
Thank you, Cindy. And can you hear me? Okay.
Yep, sound good.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah, as Cindy just mentioned, state highway in represent of federal highway, when we would support HF local programs to counties and municipal cities, annual basis. So in this coming fiscal year 2027. We are going to have that application start very soon, and mostly after the new year. So for those who have not applied for this or have not heard about this funding opportunity before, this is a federal funded program dedicated to traffic safety improvements. So there's some requirement for agency eligibilities. Then the county or city is required to have a local roadway safety plan, LRSP, developed. In the several years ago, not too many locals have such plans, but with great support from MHSO and our MPOs, including BMC, many locals developed such plans in recent years. I believe most of the counties, plus significant number of cities as well, have such plans. So if you have developed such plans, you are eligible to apply for local projects to have some funding, mostly for construction, to get infrastructure improved. So if you have any questions, feel free to contact me. I'm going to send my contact information in the chat box. And if you would like to apply for this funding, that'd be great. So you can send me or send that contact information with your own agency's contact person. So we'll send out application form and supporting information to you through email. So thank you. That's all I want to update today.
Thank you, Dr. J. I appreciate that. And yeah, if you get in contact with Dr. J, or once that packet comes out to start applying for the HSIP funds, I'll share it with the committee as well in case there's any new folks. I did put up on the screen, this is the latest map of Maryland with local plans from Maryland Highway Safety Office. So they provided this to me a couple weeks ago. So as of the end of November, this is what the state looks like as far as local plans. So just to give you an idea, like he said, there's a lot more out there now. So a lot of us are eligible to put in for that funding. Any questions for Jay or about HSIP funds for local roads? And thank you. You put the email address he put in the chat. I'll send out a follow-up email as well in case anybody missed that. All righty, great. Next, state partner. I was going to see if anybody had anything to share from the Highway Safety Office. I believe the director, Dr. Kearns, is on the line if he wants to say anything. Maybe.
I have to figure out how to unmute. Uh, no, I don't really have an update. I'll send you a new map because this is not the most recent map. Uh,
Sorry.
that's all right. I was just pulling that up. That's why I didn't have it. I'll send you a new map that's got a lot more of the municipalities listed on it that have plans in progress. Uh, just to give everybody an update, we will be sending the strategic highway safety plan that'll cover 2026 to 2030. It's gone through all the approval process for the Maryland agencies, so we'll be sending it to Federal Highway for their review and approval. Don't know if we'll have it back. The next Vision Zero meeting is scheduled for January the 8th. Don't know if we'll have it back in time to talk about it then, but we will be providing an SHSP update at that meeting to talk about what's been tweaked in the plans for 2026 to 2030.
Great. And I put up on the screen, hopefully everybody can see the grants for the Highway Safety Office for fiscal year 27, starting October 1st, 2026. They will open up on January 5th. And we'll have until February 28th to be able to put grants in. So you heard from Jay Zhang at State Highway about infrastructure focused grants. These are Highway Safety Office grants under Tim Kearns, focused on behavioral and outreach, and there's law enforcement grants in there as well.
And just as we get closer to the end of 2025, just a quick fatality update. We are 113 fatalities below where we were on this date last year. That's 20%. So we've made 2025 has been a very good year. I had a lot of success on the roadway. So hopefully we'll be able to continue that trend. I was just at the GHSA meeting earlier this week. Similar trends are being seen around the country. NHTSA just released their FARS numbers through the first 3 quarters of 2025. I think they're down 8-9% nationwide. So we're a little bit ahead of the national average, which is really good for Maryland and for the region. So hopefully that trend will continue.
Thank you, Tim. And just a couple of things that he mentioned. If you go to zerodeathsmd.gov, if you go under Highway Safety Office Division 0, this is where you can see information about those Vision Zero meetings he mentioned. The 2026 date, January 8th, he said that connection information will be posted soon. And then if you come under resources to crash data, we have pop-up boxes to accept. And then find my mouse. If you scroll down a little bit, you can see crash data dashboard as an option. And if you come down here, here's that fatal crash dashboard. Tim didn't directly refer to, but that's where you guys can find if you want more specific information. And this should be up to date with everything, I guess, through this morning, right? For 2025, all the reports that are in. Any questions for Dr. Kearns or about the Highway Safety Office? Okay, great. I don't see anything in the chat, so thank you. For regional updates, I just wanted to tell you all briefly, we discussed a little bit at our last meeting that here at BMC, we're starting a project to look into using telematics data to supplement some of our safety planning down at the local and regional level. So we all rely on crash data so much, and there's a lot of companies out there that have probably been calling a lot of you. They call us too. So we have a project. We just got a consultant on board and had our kickoff yesterday actually. So we'll hear more from that in upcoming safety subcommittee meetings. And the process, some of you may hear from us, the process includes talking to some of you through a questionnaire to find out what you would want from telematics data, what your capabilities are. And then the consultant's going to review and make recommendations for certain types of vendors and what they can offer to us to see if the Baltimore Regional Transportation Board takes it up, if it becomes a regional solution or a local solution, but at least to try to get as much information as we can to make the best decision going forward. Oh, thank you, Doug. Doug shared in the chat the report Tim mentioned about the early estimate of motor vehicle fatalities for the first 9 months of this year nationwide. Okay, so next on our agenda is another regional program, our Look Alive program. Sorry, Kenna, I just have to find you on here, make you a co-host. There we go. And so I'll hand it over to our marketing consultant, Kenna, with Sherry Matthews Group to tell us an update from this year.
Okay. Is that working? And can you hear me?
Yep, all good.
Great. Hi, I'm Kenna Swift with Sherry Matthews Group. We are the marketing and communications firm that works with BMC and local partners on the Look Alive campaign, public education campaign. And essentially, we developed and launched this campaign a few years ago, specifically for the Baltimore region with funds from the Maryland Highway Safety Office. And the overarching goal is to educate all road users on ways that they can help protect and keep people walking and biking safe, all road users. So, giving tips to drivers, pedestrians, and cyclists to ultimately reduce those crashes and those deaths on roads in the Baltimore region. It is a full, it's a multi-channel integrated campaign. We have outreach, we have creative materials online, on video, streaming radio, PR. And so I'm just going to go over what we have worked on in this first quarter of, or the last quarter of the year, the first quarter of the federal fiscal year. But we know that as the daylight hours wane as we approach the the darkest time of the year. We know it's the most dangerous time of the year when we look at those crash statistics for pedestrian crashes in particular. We see those swing up in September, October, November, December, where the visibility becomes more of an issue. And of course, the most vulnerable road users are the ones that pay the price on that. So, and of course, October is Pedestrian Safety Month. So we really want to get out in these fall and winter months to make sure everyone is alert and looking out for people walking and biking. And so we know it is the most important time of year to be active. And we structure our campaign to where we can do a push at the end of the fiscal year in September and continue that in the next fiscal year with new funds in October. And so we're able to do paid media. We have a virtual reality challenge. We have signal people on the ground, and then amplification through partnerships, news pitching, media tour, and social media as well. These are our creative materials, the print materials that go on transit and outdoor. And the campaign star Signal Woman, who has jumped out of the pedestrian signal box and is dishing out practical advice on the roadways. We launched bus ads on September 1st with FY five funds, 120 bus tails on MTA throughout the region, 120 interior bus cards. We typically put driver targeted messages on the outside of buses and pedestrian targeted messages reaching those transit riders inside buses. And we hit roughly 4.2 million impressions for 4 weeks. Bus routes. We've worked on pedestrian safety campaigns across the country, and bus routes always align with those high incidence areas because of that exposure. There's more pedestrians crossing paths with drivers. So being on the buses is the most important place we can be giving pedestrian safety messages to all road users. We still have some of these running, and so we'll be working with media vendors and calculating the additional impressions and value of that to come. We also did over the top connected TV, digital video streaming. Those are on devices like Apple TV, Roku's, Amazon Fire TVs, those platforms that people are watching, consuming videos that aren't traditional cable or broadcast TV, also YouTube. We had some streaming radio spots on Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Pandora. Once again, we flighted to spend some of our FY25 money in September leading up to Pedestrian Safety Month, and then used FY26 funds to blast again during that critical Pedestrian Safety Month. And our results on digital is as follows. We got about 5.5 million impressions. And the way we typically approach video is we allow skippable videos. We don't want to pay for a video if someone's just going to click skip and move on. And so what this does is it allows us to calculate if people are actually interested in the topic and if our advertisements are grabbing their attention enough to let them say, oh, what is this? And so we calculate that view rate for completed views. And our view rate is roughly 83%, which beats industry standards. And we also calculated involvement rate, which combines the video completions with audio completions and clicks and other sort of social media engagements. It's two-way in that digital piece. So we're really pleased with the performance there. We also had our signal people hit the streets and reaching local residents across BMC's jurisdictions. Here's our calendar through September and October. We had tables, we had our virtual reality, we had our street teams. And so more on this later in the presentation. Did a pilot of our new event toolkit at Bard High School Early College in September on their back to school night. And we have some resources for partners here, and we took it out for a test run. And I just want to say, back to school nights, we had such great engagement. It was teens with their parents and sometimes younger siblings. And it was a great place to talk to teen parents at the same time. And that's critical because it creates an advocate in a parent and points out why that's so important. And that messaging can be repeated because, of course, parents are most concerned parties for their children's safety. So we just want to, we give the messaging to both. And it was just a super engaged audience. Highly recommend that for partners back to school nights with the um, with parents and teens there. It was just a very receptive audience. Our Look Alive virtual reality challenge. We brought to Baltimore County the in partnership with the Baltimore County Police Department at their Young Driver Safety Program. Also, really great engagement. If you're not familiar with the virtual reality challenge, we have participants put on a headset that has 360-degree video footage. You can look around, it's behind the wheel of a car, and we have set up scenarios of these close calls that are common pedestrian bicycle driver conflicts. So, turning right across a bike lane, coming to a crosswalk where another car is stopped and that blocking the visual of the person crossing, turning left across a crosswalk with a walk signal, that sort of thing. And so the goal is for the participant to lock eyes. It has eye tracking software, lock eyes on the pedestrian to get the point. We simulcast that to a big screen TV. So not only is the participant learning, but their friends and onlookers can also get that repetitive learning. And it makes it a fun and engaging piece. We also have um, we have a signal box selfie that has a signal box where people can actually become the figures in the pedestrian signal box, like signal woman holding up signs with that messaging. They get Polaroids or take their own photos, and that goes home with them. So they have that messaging following them home as well. So we had a great experience with the Baltimore County Police Department. Um, these type venues are always great when there's multiple safety related activities. The Highway Safety Office was out there. Some other um, uh, local folks had their displays out there as well, and just really a great venue for education and engagement on this topic and other traffic safety topics. We also had our Signal People street teams that put on backpack banners and become walking billboards at high priority areas in the region, working with local partners to determine those. And it's really just makes drivers look and look twice and think about what's going on in the crosswalks. And so we have our walking billboards there. This is in Baltimore County. We have English and Spanish, depending on the specific location. And they're dressed as signal people in their white suits there. This is Howard County, um, Anne Arundel County. We were there on Walk to School Day near schools. City of Baltimore downtown. And then we had a 1-2 punch with the young driver safety program there in the area, reminding drivers that this is a place that you need to be looking for pedestrians. Partnerships. Um, uh, Once again, working with Baltimore County Police Department, we work with them to do high visibility enforcement activations. So we had Officer Hippenstill's folks out there doing their enforcement details, and we create media materials and talking points. They designate a spokesperson, and we do our best to drive media out there and amplify. They can give out so many tickets at one point or warnings, and we try to amplify that and get it out to a broader audience. So more people are on alert that police are enforcing the laws that protect pedestrians and bicyclists. So big thanks to Baltimore County Police Department for working with us on that, on those two there at the beginning of Pedestrian Safety Month. Um, and new this fall were some PSA partnerships. I'm so excited about. We worked with Anne Arundel County to place 60 free PSAs on their transit. You can see on the right of the slide that, and also with Howard County, the bus shelter. Um, posters in their bus shelters and on RTA buses. This is all free placement. We don't have to pay for placement. Um, I think it's so cool, especially on Howard County's bus shelters and Anne Arundel County's um, transit buses, is we're getting messages in places that don't have ads, but it's so important to get the message out. As I mentioned, those bus routes, those transit routes, people are getting on and off of these shuttles and buses and crossing paths with drivers. And so it's really important to get those messages out at that high priority place. And so our partners, our local partners, went out and measured. They had the Department of Public Works involved. They had the um, departments of transportation, and they went out and measured, like, specifically. We had to invent what kind of materials we were going to use that could hold up to weather and movement and be easily installed. And so just a great, just like a huge thanks to our local partners for really taking the campaign and bringing it to um, your jurisdictions. I just think it's so cool that we're in these places this year. So big thanks. I'm very excited about getting up in these places where we haven't been before. And we did it for free. So it's great. Um, Also, as I mentioned, we have our new partner event toolkit. This is living at BMC. We have a spinning wheel that has trivia questions that are kind of fun and engaging. We know, as we've worked in traffic safety, that if you can get people to actually think about a question and answer, that message sticks in their brain a little bit more. So posing did you know questions, true and false. And we have the questions on the front with Signal Woman there in the middle. And then on the back, we have all the answers. So it's easily, the answer key is easily accessible. It's just fun to spin. And we had great success with it at in Baltimore City. So really love the wheel. It's super heavy duty. We have the tablecloth that's branded with Look Alive and Towards Zero Death Maryland. And then we have a photo op where the person can stick their head through and have a friend take a picture. It has "See Me in the Crosswalk," so that's kind of a message that works with drivers and pedestrians. Really highlighting the crosswalk and being in the crosswalk and watching for people in the crosswalk as well. And so we'll have this available for a checkout from BMC. It's kind of a pilot program to see how it works for some folks. It all has travel carrying cases, so it's easy to be packed up and moved around. And we are also working on these monthly social media toolkits that provides customizable content that partners can use to put out messages relating to pedestrian and bicycle safety, promoting the campaign. And we've already seen partners posting these things. And if you're interested in that, you can contact me or Cindy to get in touch with me, because I'll be doing the distribution on that. And slash, or if you have any suggestions on how that can be more helpful and useful to your social media team, please let us know. We have some awesome Signal Woman videos that are sized in that vertical format that's so popular on TikTok and Reels and YouTube Shorts, all that sort of thing. So plus some really seasonal and timely. We're trying to really connect it to what's going on. The holidays, we had a holiday gift guide with safety items, back to school content, really making it that timely information as well. And I think that's for slides today. But we're really pleased with the campaign. We have an evaluation piece happening right now, the analysis. So uh, stay tuned on that. We'll be able to distribute that at a later date.
Awesome. Thanks, Kenna. And Lori isn't on from Baltimore County to talk about the Young Driver Safety Day. A few other folks that were there on, if they want to say anything. I thought it was pretty successful. She had a lot of kids there, and yeah, a ton of different stations. We've talked about that at this meeting before, so every time she does it, we'll send out the flyer. Anybody can go. It's not restricted to Baltimore County students, but you guys were set up, I think, as one of the first stations after they came through registration, so it was nice. It was a nice attention grabber.
Yeah, it was really great. I mean, I'm sure Lori can talk more about that, and it'd be great to replicate that across other jurisdictions. But I think they got the participants got maybe some volunteer hours or something like that. But it's a time to reach that critical audience who is either just learning to drive or is more independent and doing walking and biking on their own. But it's at a time where they're a little bit disarmed. They're with their friends Saturday. And so they're just really receptive to the messages, and having so many different types of safety displays and engagement, it just really amplifies and reinforces the message. And we know that's really important with that particular audience. So props to Lori. It's great. Great event. We love going every year.
And I see Phyllis, our partner from Aberdeen, posted in the chat about would love to use this on their website and potentially working with Hartford Transit Link. We would love to. And really, Anne Arundel, Tanya's on the call, and Connor and Howard County kind of stepped up and started this idea with the local transit. So we would love to expand out there. So maybe Phyllis, we can get on the horn with you at some point and get a good contact over there in there.
Absolutely. I will, matter of fact, I will email it after this meeting to you, Cindy.
Okay, great. They'll
Okay.
love it because
That'd be great.
yeah, it gets such great exposure because even driving down the road the other day, I saw one on RTF Central Maryland, the Howard County group, and I'm like, wait a minute, there's Signal Woman right in front of you. So even in the car, I'm seeing it, you know.
Well, just real quick, I hired a new city planner back in March, and she showed me Signal Woman, the YouTube videos. And
Awesome.
we just started our bike and pedestrian plan. So it was perfect. And anything we can have to promote this effort. We've had several pedestrian fatalities on US Route 40, and we are working with the State Highway Administration on their pedestrian safety action plan. So anything we can do to help you, Cindy and Kenna, please let us know. Marketing.
Yeah, let's make sure we're connected because we have lots of stuff to share.
Yeah,
that's
great.
great.
Phyllis, it's however we can help you too. So
Great.
that's
great.
the more important direction flow of help here is for us to help
Yeah,
you.
absolutely. Yeah.
Great, thank you. And I don't know if I don't mean to put anybody on the spot. I don't know if Tanya or Connor want to say anything about it getting up on their buses and all of that, but it was definitely a new thing Look Live, and we were all really excited to do it. So we're grateful to both of you for making it happen.
Yeah, it was easy to work with Kenna. It was really us that was probably the ball, getting the measurements, of the buses because they're not at the location I'm at. So, but no, everything worked out perfectly fine. It was very nice. And that picture that I sent you the other day, I randomly drove by and there it was. I was like, oh my God.
Yay.
So
Awesome.
it,
Yeah,
it, it was fun.
yeah, really like big thanks. Like it's I think it's a testament to the campaign and the campaign partners um to uh to go to these links to get these in those really important places. And so I'm just like so excited we're on
Mhm.
buses that like don't even have any other advertising. So
Now,
uh,
did you say there's more available? What if, I wanted to do bus shelters here too?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah,
I will
Howard
talk to,
County came to us. We were talking to them about the bus ads, and Howard County came to us and said, "Hey, we can, like, if you send this, we can put it up." And we resized it to fit that panel. So that's something we can definitely do. And I think yeah, did a variety of messages. We have them in English and in Spanish, all of the messages now. So
great. Can
yeah.
you share at least that picture of the bus shelter so I can show it to the people in
Yes.
charge here
Yeah.
of
Mhm.
that?
We'll get that right to you.
Hey Tanya, this is Connor Jett here from Howard County. I can provide a much better picture than that one. I took that on the go. So it's a
Okay.
little so yeah, we can certainly provide some better pictures. I can get in contact with you after this meeting.
Sure. And whatever materials you used and all of that, that would be
Sure,
helpful too.
sure, of course.
Thank you.
And Tanya, I know we co-branded the bus ads, so we can do that
Okay.
for the transit shelters too.
Okay.
Any other questions or comments about Live Alive or anything for Kenna?
Awesome.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, just will be as I mentioned, our big push is really at the end of the fiscal year and at the beginning because it is the most critical time to be um, out on messages for pedestrian and bicycle safety because it's that most dangerous time of year. But we will have the toolkit available year round. Our monthly toolkits are year round, and we'll be doing working with the local jurisdictions. I think we have um, a couple more virtual reality events that can be plugged in some of the jurisdictions as well. So this is like the really big push, but having that steady drumbeat of information, getting those free PSAs up, that sort of thing. So more to come as the year progresses.
And I did want to mention, give a shout out to Chris and Carroll County. Through their local safety team, we've gotten hooked up with the Mount Airy Young Driver Safety Day. And I think that organization email just started coming out. So we'll have that coming up. We'll talk about that at a future meeting when it comes up, but we'll have Look Alive there as well. That's similar to what she talked about happens in Baltimore County. It's also out there in Mount Airy. And I'm sure there's other ones around. We just need to go out there and find them.
Yeah.
Great. Well, thank you, Kenna. I
Thanks,
appreciate it.
everyone.
And now we're going to move on to a new project that's coming up, and I'm very grateful to have her here today. We have Dr. Mansoura Jahani from Morgan State University talking about, make sure I'm showing the right. Well, I don't want to show the last slide. That gives away the story here. A project obviously she'll tell you a lot more about it. I think being conducted in Baltimore City, but I see it as definitely a regional benefit. So let me switch my display settings and hand it over to Dr. Jahan.
Thank you, Cindy. Hello, everyone. So I want to have a brief explanation about what this project is about. So works on safety alert system pilot. We are working with MDOT, MVA, MHSO, Maryland Highway Safety Office. We have been working with MHSO for several years on different projects, and we are grateful to them for this opportunity. And thank you, Cindy and BRTV for having us. So if you go to the next slide, what is this project? Before I say what is this project about, I am the director of National Transportation Center and also Smarter Center at Morgan State. Smarter Center is a US DOT designated university transportation center for the Mid-Atlantic region, Region 3, and we are the lead of a consortium of 8 universities in the region, all of the states of the Mid-Atlantic region. And these are the universities that are working with us. And if you go to the next slide, now jumping to the work zone safety, we just started the work zone safety alert system. And this project is more about increasing work zone safety, especially for construction workers at the work zone. So we are leveraging the AI, connected and autonomous vehicle technology, all these new technologies to do this project. So we have several components of that. The major component is a portable detection and communication system, PDCS. It's a portable version of our smart corridor that we made here at next to Morgan campus, Hillen Road, from Cold Spring all the way to 33rd Street, which is a Baltimore City street. We have put those devices, and we have been doing a lot of projects under that. That is a connected autonomous vehicle testbed, and it is a smart corridor, 3 intersections that has all of those devices. But we made a portable version of those devices. So the PDCS, we're going to show it has some components on it, but we have bought several other items, flashing beacon, siren, and we are making a wearable vibration device. We are connecting all of those together to make a work zone safety alert system. So we are making everything in-house by buying all different components and putting them together. So our researchers and students have been working on that, hard on that. If you go to the next slide. So this is the portable or PDCS, portable detection and communication system. It has a LiDAR sensor that any object that passes nearby, it can detect that object, and we can see in real time the speed, location, and how it's going, and trajectory of that. And we also have roadside unit, RSU, that can send messages and information to vehicles or to pedestrian or any micromobility that that has a receiver, those devices. And we have an edge computer that is in the kit, and so it does a real-time calculation and data analysis in real time at the place, and then send the information. And we have a radio transmitter. So this, we have been using a fixed version of it at our corridor, but also we have this portable version that we have been doing several projects with Baltimore City and also with MDOT to test like before and after studies. For example, on MDOT, we are using it for a quick build project to see the effect of some safety interventions before and after to do that intervention. And Baltimore City, we are looking at intersections that high injury intersections and figuring out what are the problems and how to fix those problems. And the newest application of it is for work zone that we are working on that. So that's one component. And the next component is the flashing beacons. So we bought those flashing beacons and with a solar system that can work as a power. So this flashing beacon gonna be connected to the portable detection unit. So if the LiDAR figures out with the whole system, it's figure out if a vehicle is coming very fast and also very close to the work zone, it's gonna send those alert system from the RSU roadside unit. It's gonna send it to this flashing beacon that has some receivers and all the stuff that we are testing right as we speak in our lab. So you're gonna send that information and the flashing beacon gonna start flashing. So the work zone workers, when they are at the field, they're gonna see those flashing. Hopefully they can see that. But because they are busy and they are working in the area, they may not see it. So we have added two more components to it. The next component is a vibration unit, a wearable vibration unit that we are building it in-house. We are trying to make it as small as possible to be wearable. So also that vibration unit going to receive that information. So it's going to vibrate. So they're going to wear it either on their vest or on their arm or belt. So we are testing all different things to see which way is better. And so they can feel some vibration, be alerted that there is an aggressive driver is coming, or there is a situation that is very dangerous to the work zone workers, so they can leave. And then the third one is a siren. I don't have a picture of that in here. We're also doing that testing there. So the third way that they can hear a siren in the work zone. So either they can hear it or see the flashing or feel the buzz on their body. So hopefully out of these three, they can sense at least one of those, and they can move from the dangerous area. So we are doing all this testing in our lab, then we're going to test it in the parking lot before we go to the real world. So we are working with a company to equip their work zone workers, and we are working with Baltimore City to give us one work zone to put all of these tested on the real work zone with real workers and see how they see it, feel it, and how effective it is, and how we can improve it, and hopefully we can have a safer work zone for the workers. And one thing is that we are using AI. We are predicting the time to collision based on the vehicle speed and the position. So if we think that is really dangerous, it's critical, it predicts few seconds before that the car gets close and before the workers, it becomes dangerous to workers. So because on average, it takes a person 2.5 seconds to for perception and reaction time. So we are trying to make that as soon as possible before even that happen, so they have time to react to it and to move away. So that's our newest thing that we are doing. And this is the information about our center. And if you have any questions, I will be more than happy to answer.
Great. Thank you, Dr. Shahani. I know I have a couple questions, but we do have one from Barry in the chat. It says, who's your partner at MDOT? I may want to write up the collaboration in our SHA newsletter.
So I work with the Secretary Office, Meg. Also at SHA, we have Candice. I don't know the last name.
I think you mean Meg Young and Candice Holford.
Yes,
Yeah. Okay.
yes. Those are the main people I work with, but also with county because the place that we are doing the quick bill is in the county, so Montgomery County. We are working with all of those, but Meg and Candice are the main people.
And at the highway safety office, which one?
For the work zone, we are working with highway safety office that Dr. Kearns is there. Also, the main person, our program manager, is Cynthia.
Yes, Briggs. Okay, great. Any questions for Dr. Jahani before I ask the ones I've come up with so far? I'm not seeing any hands yet. I was curious about this, and you were talking about, especially if there was the AI predicting if it was extreme or imminent danger. Is there going to be a different type of notification for the workers, like a different sound of an alarm, like, you know, some type of notification that someone's coming through, or someone's coming through at 100 miles an hour, hurry up and get out. You know, I didn't know if there was a difference.
Right. So at this stage, we're going to do only one type, and that's the most critical one.
Okay.
Because we don't want the workers to keep getting distracted or being insensitive to it. But we will see. We also want to ask the workers and watch them and see how it works and how they feel and if they have any suggestions based on their experience, so we can make it better for the next one.
Great, thank you. Good point. Yeah, we don't want them to become numb to the idea. And then my next question was, a lot of times, at least in my own mind, I kind of line up both work zone safety and traffic incident management because they're folks on the side of the road or in the road just for different reasons. Do you think, I know this is a pilot, you're testing it out, but do you think this could potentially translate into if there was a major event or some other type of major incident to manage? I know it's not terribly mobile because you have to set up the whole system and all of that, but maybe on a bigger scale, it could translate outside of a work zone, but to an incident.
Yeah, at least some part of that application can work on that, and that's a great idea. Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you. This is exciting. I know you're just starting it and you're getting it all put together. So we'll definitely ask you to come back in a year or however long, 9 months, whatever it is, and once you're in your testing phase. So thank you.
Yeah. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Anybody have anything for Dr. Jahani? All righty. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Come back over here and share the agenda. The next thing on the agenda is always our local safety plan updates. I see some of you online, so I won't call you out, but does anybody have anything they want to share from what's going on locally? I will say, I know some of us are still waiting to hear about Safe Streets and Roads for All funding. As far as I'm aware, those awards have not been announced yet for this round, but they were scheduled to be announced in November. So I'm hoping any day those come out. But if anyone would like to share anything, feel free to unmute and let us know how things are going. No one today. I know we had some talk at our last meeting. I know we have Baltimore County and Howard County are about to kick off new ones, just like the state is in the new year. There's different timelines for different folks out there. I don't believe he's on, so before I speak for him, let me check. Yeah, our partner Steve Cahoon in Queen Anne's County, they actually finally are able to post to get a consultant to help them build a plan. They've been waiting an absorbent amount of time to get a final signature through all of that SS4A, Safe Streets and Roads for All process. So hopefully they'll be posting soon and they'll get off the ground. Annapolis is posting they're going to try and get a consultant for a safety mobility plan for the city of Annapolis, and they just got a new mayor down there, so there'll be a lot of changeover going, so that's exciting. Okay, I don't see anybody say anything. That's cool. All good. A couple things under other new business that I have, then I can open the floor up for that as well. We are still working on the bike helmet program or project that I've talked about a couple times at this meeting, and some of you have heard from me. Sending out, plan is to send out quarterly messages just to ask if people have programs coming up, things they want to plan ahead for. We're looking for safety outreach events, so it's an educational component fitting the helmet on whether it's a child or an adult, either way, and getting that safety message across. So you'll be getting that email from me after the turn of the year. And I'll also be sending out an email back to what Kenna was talking about. We're calling it an event in a box, the table and the trivia wheel and the pop-up banner to be able to take your picture with. I'll send an email out about that. So if you want to be sure you're on those lists, please let me know to get that information. Typically send it out to the chairs of the local safety teams and then the ped bike coordinators that I have on the list. So let me know if you don't get them and you want to get them. Those will probably come out around the turn of the year. And then the next thing is the Lifesavers Conference. We've talked about a couple of times. It's coming to Baltimore in April. So actually, I do want to share real quick their website because registration has opened. So if you want to attend, which we all strongly encourage, you can go to lifesaversconference.org and you can see there's a 2026 conference here with a lot of information. Not everything's posted yet. The presentations, decisions have gone out, whether they were accepted or rejected for those that submitted through that portal, but they're still rounding out the schedule. But if you come down here, you can register. It's going to be held downtown here at the convention center. And you can see some of the rates there. I will say there's several, actually probably many presentations and partners from Maryland that are going to be there. I know of several. We are going to put on a traffic incident management session through the Ped Bike Micromobility track, coordinated out at BMC, but with local partners and state partners and everything. And one of the aspects is to talk about how even at the site of an incident, everyone's a pedestrian, whether they're the workers, the victims involved in the crash, other people that just come upon the incident, things like that, and just about pedestrian safety and all of us that are on, all the folks that are there on foot or outside the vehicles. And then there's also going to be a traffic incident management training. So we can share more information about that, but there's a 4-hour course. It's geared towards first responders, so to promote their communication and organization at the scene of an incident, to be able to safely, set up boundaries and protect themselves while they're working the rescue. But I took it as a non-responder, and I thought it was very helpful to understand why things are set up the way they are, just as a driver on the roadway, when I come upon a backup or an incident scene myself. So I recommend it for anybody, whether you're a responder or not. That will be offered as part of the conference on the Saturday before. And we're putting that together. So just wanted to put that out there, let you guys know if you're interested, you can register. Those are the rates on the screen. And you can always let me know or anybody at the Highway Safety Office. They're fully involved in this conference if you have any questions. Okay. Anybody have anything else they'd like to bring to the group? Any other business? Okay, well, as soon as I get more information, the connection information, or I see it posted for that next Vision Zero meeting Tim Kearns mentioned, I'll get that out to the group, as well as some follow-up information after today, like the HSIP application for funds that Jay mentioned. I will give you back all your time. I love saying that when we end a little bit early on. I will say one thing though, before everybody starts to leave. For our meetings in 2026, I would really love to entertain the idea of one in-person meeting, wherever it may be, a location of our choosing. If someone else wants to host, it doesn't have to be at BMC offices. But I think we've been virtual for so long and it is successful. A lot of folks can attend and participate, but sometimes maybe once in a while we get together and see each other face to face. So that'll be something else next year. I'll probably send out a quick little survey just to see if you're open to that idea and what preferences you might have for time of year or day of week or something like that. We can be as flexible as possible, but hopefully we can all get together. Okay. All right. If there's nothing else, thank you again for your time. I hope you have very happy and safe holidays, a happy new year, and we'll see you again soon.
Merry Christmas, everyone. Happy holidays.
Bye. Thanks, Phyllis.
Happy
Bye.
holidays.
Happy
Bye.
holidays.
I'm hearing all these voices at once, but thank you all.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
All right. Bye.